In a world dominated by consumer technology, it is easy to get caught up in all the flashy gadgets and gizmos out there.
And yet it seems quite insignificant given the way pollution and the lack of care for our environment is plaguing the world today.
Look, climate change is happening whether you believe in it or not. Global warming is a reality, so it's high time we all did something about it.
And you may not be able to solve the problem of climate change all by yourself, but that doesn't mean you can't lend a helping hand. Unfortunately, technology provides more than plenty ways to give back.
So in this episode of Tech It Out, we're going to take a look at tech, apps, and people that are making a difference.
Now, I don't need to be telling you guys this, but Delhi is actually cementing its position very slowly as one of the most polluted cities in the world. In fact, on a bad day, the national capital remains covered in a thick blanket of pollution, making breathing extremely difficult.
Okay, but I think my co-anchor is slightly sugarcoating this all. So let me be blunt. People are going to die. That's how bad the situation has become. Now, I'm not just talking about cities in India, but I'm talking about cities across the world.
Well, I absolutely agree with Sahil. It's apocalyptic and it's happening right now,
But a very certain powerful leader, who we will not name, of a very certain powerful country, who we will also not name, have denied climate change. Okay, and very recently, this certain leader has pulled out of the Paris Climate Accord, the one thing that could have actually saved this planet.
And this certain powerful leader, if you haven't guessed, is Donald Trump, Sahil. One episode without ranting about Donald Trump.
Well, if Al Gore can do it, why can't I do it? It's only fair, right?
Really? Are you asking me that question? You, Al Gore, comparing yourselves?
Well, he's had
You're fighting for the same cause.
We're fighting for the same cause, the inevitable truth or the inconvenient truth, as he likes to say.
But coming back to the topic, what is the solution? What do we do? How do we breathe better?
Well, you could, if you're living in Delhi, you could probably wear one of those really expensive masks, or, I don't know, you could probably go to a hill station.
Perhaps those are just short-term solutions, Sahil. That's not going to do anyone any good in the long run, I guess. But luckily, there are a lot of clean tech ventures out there who are making a substantial difference. In fact, right here in Delhi, there's a group of engineers who built this device that fights pollution head-on. Take a look.
Air pollution is one of the leading causes of death in India. According to reports by Greenpeace India, every year nearly 3.3 million people lose their life due to air pollution in the country. It also causes the loss of 3% of GDP, and one of the main sources of this pollution is diesel generators. It were these very startling facts and statistics that made a group of young engineers from IIT Delhi come together and create Chakra Innovation, a startup that fights pollution head-on.
So me, Arpit Dhupar and Kushal Shrivastava, we three met in IIT. There were two things that made us like each other in one go, and that was our passion for working for the environment and an inclination to do something of our own rather than taking up a job. As is the norm in college, we used to be very high on energy and very low on cash. So we preferred roadside chole bhature instead of, say, McPuff. During one such trip, Arpit Dhupar, our CTO, he headed out to drink sugarcane juice from a roadside vendor. Now, this vendor had used up diesel generator, a small diesel engine, to power up his sugarcane crusher, and that had turned the wall entirely black. And that is when the idea stuck to Dhupar as he held on to that glass of sugarcane juice, that why can't we do this intentionally? And what followed was 1 year of research into how to build a device that wouldn't prove detrimental to a genset and still capture its emission. And today, here we are.
Taking the gauntlet, Prateek and his friends developed Chakra Shield, a device that transforms soot into ink and paint.
This soot is nothing but unburned carbon particles. It's a very fine particle which ranges in micrometers. So it emits this solid particle out of its exhaust. So as the exhaust of the diesel engine passes through our device, what our device does is it cools it down, so it has a heat exchanger, and then when it passes through our device, when the soot passes through our device, we have a mechanism through which a solution interacts with that soot without hampering the flow of the suit. And the solution has been made such that it captures all the soot, it physically disperses the soot inside it. It traps it in its original form. So we collect the collected particulate matter from our device, we take it at our facility, and there we run it through the processes and convert it into ink.
Now, in numbers, Chakra won't sound like a big team, but it's definitely on its way to make a big difference.
Yeah, so we have divided our company into three main verticals. There's business development, which is headed by Kushak Shwasa. Then there's our technical vertical, which is headed by Arpit Dhupar. And then there's the operation vertical, which is headed by me.
In Delhi alone, over 14,000 mobile towers are run by diesel engines which emit a harmful byproduct known as soot, stuff that nightmares are probably made out of.
So the soot emitted by diesel generators is very fine. As I said, its size ranges in micrometer. Now this size is so small that when you inhale this soot, it won't even be filtered by your lungs. It will go directly into your bloodstream. And what happens is, this is classified as class 1 carcinogen. It can cause cancer. So it is known to cause strokes, asthma, and even trachea, bronchus, and lung cancer. According to your vicinity that you are living beside a genset, the diesel generator could be reducing 11 months of your life.
The team estimates that their patented technology can reduce particulate matter emission from diesel generators by a whopping 90%. Till date, the device has captured over 180 kg of particulate matter and converted it into ink.
So we are launching our own brand of ink, which is named as POINK, Pollution Ink, P-O-I-N-K. You can also term it as you use POINK to make a point. And you can use that ink to print shirts, print mugs, whatever that you wish to do, and we'll do it for you.
Now, like most other success stories, it's not always been an easy path for Team Chakra. Starting their startup without any capital to support their brilliant idea, all the members chipped in from their pockets to get things off the ground.
One of the challenge was cash crunch, of course. So money wasn't that big of a problem. Our biggest challenge was finding the right customers for this device. And everybody patted us on our back, but nobody bought the device. Then we took the road of regulations. Still, people had their own way to bypass that regulation. And after months of brainstorming, we found out that we first would have to identify the individuals and companies who are environmentally conscious.
Since then, they have installed around 30 Chakra shields in different sectors, including telecom towers and FMGC players, and now they intend to expand further. While Chakra's attempt of curbing pollution seems effective and innovative, there is still a lot more that needs to be done. After all, you can make the greatest pollution-fighting contraption in the world, but convincing people to actually take pollution seriously is a different matter altogether. And perhaps that's where Chakra's biggest challenge lies.
Okay, so what month is this? July, right? That means we have what? 3 months to go before Diwali, which means the air pollution or the air quality in this country is going to get a whole lot worse.
Of course, and right after October there's November, December, January, February. Whole lot of smog to look forward to this year.
I just love the way that you said after October there's a November, December, January, February, as if we didn't know that, those are the months that followed after October.
It's called making a point. Also, it's good to teach people. The next time I teach you the alphabet, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L. See what I did there?
Oh yeah, it's very clever, very clever. Do you want to take a break on that?
Why not?
Seems appropriate. Okay, we'll take a very quick break on that, but more environment special on the other side. I'm surprised that that's the finger you chose to go with, but okay.
Want me to go with other fingers?
Welcome back. You're watching our environment special here on Tech It Out.
Hey Sahil, want to hear something frightening?
Always.
So this is a fact. As much as it's becoming a problem now to be breathing outdoors, the air that we breathe indoors can be more than 10% polluted.
Actually, you know what? I did know that, and I think that's why it's a good idea to buy an air purifier. I mean, if you can actually afford them. I mean, you're looking at something about 10,000 rupees
At
or more.
least.
That's how much these things cost. That's the starting price. So that means still out of the reach for like 80% of the country. But if you can afford it, for people who can afford it, and these will mostly be people in the middle class or I don't know.
Or super rich brats like you, for whom it's probably a really wise investment.
Boy, I'm not super rich. Mostly a brat.
Mostly a brat.
But apart from the price, there are other factors such as, I don't know, size, features, and your air quality needs.
Right, and there are a lot of options available in the market that can make choosing the right air purifier for you quite overwhelming. So here we have concised the options for you and put together this list of the most eco-friendly additions that you can make to your home.
Do you know the air you breathe? Thanks to the population explosion and the consequent infrastructural boom, the air you breathe is infested with sulfur dioxide, carbon particles, mercury, and many other such wastes emitted by coal-powered plants, a growing number of cars, and dump-yard fires. Add to that a festival like Diwali, where people burst firecrackers and add to the already worsening air quality. And just as easily as we cause this air pollution, we consume it as well, just by breathing. The result? A growing number of cardiovascular diseases, hay fever, and asthma. But fret not, we've got you covered. We've come up with something that will not just clean the air around you, but will also keep you healthy. Our solution? Air purifiers. Now there are a number of these available in the market, but which one suits your budget and requirements the best? We'll help you find out. For starters, we have the Xiaomi Air Purifier 2. This air purifier comes equipped with real-time AQI. What does this do? It monitors the air you breathe from time to time and tells you how pure or not the air you breathe is. The air purifier then uses a cylindrical triple-layer filter that turns 360 degrees to purify the air you breathe and purifies an area equivalent to a standard-sized living room of 400 square feet. It doesn't just end there. This air purifier is smart too. Download the Mi Home app onto your phones and control your air purifier on the go. Its easy setup and press button functionality makes it user-friendly too. Purify your room in 10 minutes for $150. Up next, we have the Sharp FP F40E. It releases high-density plasma cluster ions. We'll break that down for you. The purifier removes airborne molds and viruses and purifies the air by emitting positive and negative ions. Its haze mode powerfully collects haze particles and keeps your room air clean by following a 3-step dust collection process: capture, collect, and finally remove. Its sleep mode feature automatically switches it to low speed and the fan operation becomes quiet so that you can sleep sweet, but with a price to pay. $375 is what you need. And last but not the least, we have the Philips AC3256. With VitaShield IPS and AeroSense technology. VitaShield IPS and AeroSense technology? What's that? The VitaShield IPS technology can naturally remove ultrafine particles as small as 0.02 micrometer. Yep, you can't even see those. And the AeroSense technology traces super small particles and provides real-time indoor air quality, so you will be assured with healthy air always. The Super Air Purifier purifies an area of 1,000 square feet, which is your living room plus kitchen plus bedroom. Basically your entire home. Also, an advanced NanoProtect filter protects you from all kinds of air pollutants. Yep, that's all-round protection. A specially designed allergen mode also removes common airborne allergen, and finally an ultra-silent sleep mode lets you sleep like a baby. And this silent assassin is for $495. So we've done all the homework for you so that you can ease yourself with what pleases your pockets. Sit back, relax, and choose.
Whether it's recycling, reusing, or reducing your emissions, being green is super important in today's day and age.
And if going green is your mission, then achieving your goals has never been easier thanks to these eco-friendly apps, which, mind you, aren't just a few, but a whole lot of them.
And if you have a smartphone, and I'm sure most of you do, then these apps will help reduce your carbon footprint. Take a look.
From energy-saving tips to green living to shopping guides, there's a way for everyone to pitch in and go green. So here's our list of all the best mobile apps for all of you who are environmentally conscious. Have you ever looked at the old cardboard boxes, bottles and other stuff that are just lying in the corner of your house and pondered what to do with them? Well, if you've got that artistic streak in you and you want to recycle all your old things into new ultra cool stuff, then do-it-yourself recycling is the right app for you. Now in this app, there are pictures which will inspire you and keep you busy. So don't throw away, recycle for another day. So now this app is very interesting. It's called the Good Guide and it actually gives a score to a product telling you just exactly how healthy and environmentally conscious it is. You can begin by searching for a product you have in hand. The app will rate the product from 1 to 10 and will tell you how good it is for the planet and your body. And if searching for a particular product seems like a hassle to you, then fret not. Just scan the barcode of the product and the app will pull up information for you right underneath the photograph. Now this app is for all the social good gatherers. #Climate aims to harness social media for social change. Just sign up to the #Climate app and then select a number of environmental issues that matter to you the most. There are several categories to choose from and each issue is accompanied with call to action. Now this app, it doesn't just make sure that you're well informed, in fact it also encourages you to participate. It also gives you some stats to gauge your own personal impact campaign via your network. Honestly, I've never come across any such app and it is my absolute favorite. It feels nice when you do something good, but it feels even better when you are rewarded for doing something good. And that's exactly why the Joulebug app makes it to our list. Joulebug encourages users to be more sustainable at every step. In short, it's the 4 square for sustainable living. The app rewards you with badges, points and pins for adopting sustainable lifestyle. For example, using reusable coffee mugs, walking to meet friends instead of using transport, Joulebug helps you save money and cut down on your carbon footprint. You can also see what your friends have done to go green, which will encourage you to pace up your game and will ultimately make you more productive. Now, in addition to all this, the Joulebug app can also sync up with your utility bills to figure out exactly how much money you're saving every month. Amazing, right? Now, Commute Greener, as the name suggests, gives you tailored suggestions for your daily commute to make it as low emission as possible. It gives you with more efficient map guides and also ride-sharing ideas in your area. Based on journeys you undertake throughout the week, be it by bicycle, foot, car or public transport, it tracks your greenhouse gas emissions and encourages you to set reduction targets. Like Joulebug, Commute Greener also rewards you with points and keeps you motivated.
Well, that's it for our environment special here on Tech It Out.
But don't go anywhere because a lot more tech action on the other side of the break. Stay tuned.
Welcome back, you're watching Tech It Out, and now it's time for our review segment.
Yes, we are reviewing the Moto Z2 Play today. It's Motorola's latest modular-friendly device, slightly more expensive than the Moto Z Play, priced at about rupees 27,999. But with incremental upgrades, it's got a 12-megapixel camera, a full HD display, and a slimmer design.
Be honest, did you just Google all of that?
No way.
Okay. So it's pronounced as Moto Z2 Play and not Moto
Perhaps
Z2.
if I would have Googled it,
yes,
I would have
perhaps
known
you.
this.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe next time when you do Google it, and maybe also YouTube the pronunciation. Okay? So just a suggestion there. But like Sejal said or Googled, that's the new Moto Z2 Play, and of course it has some upgrades, some improvements. But the question is, are those improvements good enough to justify a price tag of almost 28,000 rupees? Let's find out.
Also, that letter remains the same, ZZ, same difference.
Come on, take this up with our company. Ask them what it's called, okay?
The Moto Z2 Play is the successor to last year's sleeper hit, the Moto Z Play. But this time is much thinner, much lighter, has a better camera, and comes with refined design. Overall, the Moto Z2 is a very good-looking phone, one of the best-looking that we've reviewed so far. The minimalistic design and the thin form factor gives it a premium feel, although the huge camera bump on the back doesn't look all that flattering. And if you ask us, Motorola could have done without it. There's also a dedicated fingerprint sensor on the front, which isn't the most accurate we've come across. You need to swipe left on the fingerprint scanner to go back and swipe right to bring back the app switcher. Honestly, it's a bit frustrating and does take some time to get used to it. The Moto Z2 Play sports a large and bright display. Colors look punchy and vivid. Though it isn't as sharp as the other options like Galaxy S8, and it doesn't run from edge to edge like more expensive phones. But then again, at 27,999 rupees, you can't expect it to have a flagship-like display. The most noticeable feature of the Moto Z2 Play is the camera. It has a huge 12-megapixel camera at the rear with a brighter lens and dual-pixel focusing. The phone also has an improved laser focusing system to refine the quality of low-light photos. And we have to agree it does a pretty good job on that front. Images taken in low light hardly had any noise and in most cases picked up the true colors of the subject. In brightly lit conditions, images came out even better with excellent color reproduction. Also good news for selfie lovers, as the 5-megapixel front camera does a pretty decent job of clicking your vanity. You're going to love the user interface on this phone. It's near stock Android without any unnecessary bloatware. The experience is smooth and further enhanced thanks to Moto Actions, which offers useful gesture controls. Performance-wise, the phone doesn't disappoint. There were no issues with opening apps, playing games and multitasking. But we were left wondering if a Snapdragon 626 processor was the right call by Motorola, especially considering that similar priced phones like the OnePlus 3T offer a Snapdragon 821 processor. While the phone has upgraded in almost all aspects from the Moto Z Play, the battery capacity has been bumped down quite a bit from 3510 mAh in the Z Play to 3000 mAh in the Z2 Play. On average, it lasts for an entire day if you're using it moderately, but it wasn't easy to squeeze out an entire day on heavy usage. So we like the Moto Z2 Play. It throws in a good mix of hardware and software. It also works with all of the mods Motorola has released: battery packs, projectors, cameras, speakers, and so on. So if you are a fan of modular phones, then the new Z Play should catch your attention straight away. Overall, it's not a bad buy with a good camera and a great performance. But just keep the battery capacity in mind, which is mediocre at best.
Well, that's it for this episode of Tech It Out. We really hope you enjoyed the show.
You can, of course, follow our Tech It Out universe on our social media, mobile and digital platforms. @WION_Tech It Out is our Twitter handle. Also, we have personal Twitter handles. Tweet to us.
Yeah, personal for your one fan that you know who I'm talking about, that just always keeps trolling you. You know who you are, buddy. Come on. He's also our one fan of the show.
I don't want to lose
So
followers
let's
out here.
not.
Tweet to us. Tweet to us.
Yeah.
Don't troll us.
Tweet to us. We'll see you same time next week. Thank you for watching.